This is what we call
hater shit.
There is no better term.
Fitness Influencer Challenge of the Week. Design a body weight and circuit. Grab your yoga mat and record 5 sets of 10 to 15 reps at 5 different public locations, both indoor and outdoor. Why? She is not sober. Are you kidding me? That's it. Oh Lord, her daughter's commenting. I feel like she thinks she has to stick up for her. I do agree with her though. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. Good morning. I love you. Have a great day in school. You are kind, intelligent, super cool, and have above average qualities that position and align you for greatness. Call me after school. XOXO, yo mama. Support your children, support other children, build the children. That's rich coming from you. He really thought he was doing something there. So, do they finally find a gym where they can try out before they get a membership? Because, I doubt they're actually going to get a membership. They have other stuff to pay for. What is that, milk and donuts? so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. First of all, I've worked at Target and I would be so annoyed because especially if you have your red, like I was so many things, but mine was soft lines. Pretty much most of the places they're at. I would be so annoyed having to watch them, listen to them, especially they're sitting in the fitting room and he's in there taking videos and pictures and she's just trying stuff on. She's obviously not doing it to buy it. Okay, this part, I believe me, I am not body shaming. Anyone is beautiful. It does not matter what size, color you are at all. I was just honestly surprised how thick. It's not even thick. Like, I don't want to say I'm concerned about her because, I mean, she works out, but I don't know. Am I the only one who thought she was smaller? Like, her legs also, like, I do know she has big legs. I don't know. I'm trying not to, I don't want it to sound like I'm shaming her for her size or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. Um, Believe me, because there's a lot of people who look a lot better with meat on their bones. It just, I think honestly what it was is her legs where her socks is at. I think that's what scared me. I can't pause it, but I'll let it play back. It's not her stomach. It's not weight. It's where you could see her socks were on her legs tight. That's what made me nervous. I'm not nervous that she gained weight. She just doesn't. She doesn't look as healthy. Her legs scare me. Like, not because of how big they are, but how tight her socks are. I don't know if she needs different socks or some people, I don't know what that's called. A lot of times, like whenever you're pregnant, you can't really wear socks, or it's like diabetes or something. I'm just gonna shut up. You know, there's always people who like they're such snowflakes or they read so much into something, and I'm not gonna sit here and explain myself till I'm blue in the face. See how it's like there's like at least two on each leg. It's just you could tell. I don't know. Maybe it's cold out there, so maybe she's just wearing socks and she's not taking them off. On to the next. Xavier looks so weird and uncomfortable here. He's like, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, okay, just keep walking. Okay, I'm walking slower. I'm walking slower. Like, could you imagine seeing them around Target? And you could tell, like, she's obviously going to coach him on what to do and record her. It must be an Airbnb. Man, it's so crazy how much she wants to talk shit about eating healthy and like, especially whenever she lived in the apartment. Oh my gosh. She just was like, knew everything about working out and eating healthy. Look at you now. Only to Petty, I have an ingrown toenail on the portal toe. Who has been following since my toenail was ripped off in the storefront? Out of a couple hundred people with more than 1,200 views, 39% of you have been watching. Rock and roll, never getting old. Before you knew we were there, we're back on road. Coco is baby, Eternal Fan 8. Fabulous option. Wow.
What's going on, guys? This is me, Heather Coco Santos.
Okay, I guess she's in a place where she's not supposed to be at because she's talking very, very low. I have my volume turned up as long as I can, or as high as I can. Hopefully she'll speak up. But I guess she doesn't want to cause a scene, right?
Me is Coco Chanel YSL, which is the name I use for my production company, GoPro Solo Entertainment. My legal name is Heather Gillespie. My phone number is 312-772-3193. And I've outlined on this prayer request a list of all of my social medias that I've had since the date of the occurrence. March 6th, we're in the chapel. Welcome. We've gone to everyone on the earth that is not God for assistance in this situation, and we have not received any assistance in this situation, so we're going to God. And I wrote this in a prayer request that I'd like to share. Today is March 6, 2023. Dear God, and any and all authorized servants of God, beginning in May 2019, 2 weeks prior to release of my then husband Dylan Smith, inmate number Y12173 from the IDOC, and several years following, an officer named David Shepard extorting me into a corner and being caught up by IA, Internal Affairs, meaning I was extorted by this officer. Internal Affairs got involved, and it was supposed to have been resolved. That was in 2016. After that, I began to be targeted by a series of undesirable, sometimes violent attacks. I'm a mother to 3 beautiful, amazing children, Viviana now 16, Louis now 15, and Alexis now 9. Well, my son will be 15 next week. His birthday's next week. I was the primary custodial parent and still am, according to any court documents, of all 3 children, and from each of their births, they've lived with me a minimum of 4 to 5 days a week, most of every week. After long-term relationship and marriage attempts failed with Louis, the big kid's father, and Orlando, the father of Alexis, I was so happy and grateful to meet and fall in love with Dylan, who blatantly lied and tricked me into believing he had only the previous arrest. That he had only been arrested once previous to his arrest. Tricked me into believing we could build a beautiful life together. Tricked me into believing we had mutual interest in creating production company, creating fitness companies, and serving people for profit in those arenas. Tricked me into believing that we could have a beautiful life together of happiness and abundance. For myself, for him, and most importantly for my children. Due to the fact that Dylan was working with an agreement with the state of Illinois that I was directly included in, only on negotiation and discussions with Wayne and another woman state's attorney, and in connecting the dots between him, Dylan, Wayne, the state, and both of our lawyers, Sam Worley and Nick Albuquerque. Anyways, due to the deal in place between all of those people, between the state and Dylan, and other authorities blatantly ignoring the phone recordings, the play-by-play accounts of my being groomed, heavily coerced, persuaded at best into being sexually trafficked, among other particularly heinous abuses. None of the abuse has received any attention or assistance. I'm assuming that it's because that deal was in place and they wanted him to complete the deal, and that addressing any of the abuses taken against me would have gotten in the way, but I don't have proof of that. I've gone to the state 10, maybe 20 times. They refuse to even speak or acknowledge anything that I've gone through. Somehow I survived all of that took place from 2015 to 2019, during the time of his imprisonment. I somehow managed to survive the relationship with only minor traumas having been inflicted, i.e. rape, robbed multiple times, and overwhelming amounts of sexual degradation and other dehumanizing behaviors. No big deal, right? It is also important to note that I was neither included nor considered in planning the deal's specifics or in trusting in the state of Illinois or Dylan. I was blind. I was blindly being led by both the state and Dylan, and I was doing my best to trust them both. It's also important to note that in addition to all of those abuses documented on those recorded phone calls, I can also provide a clearly articulated and extremely chaotic account to medical staff, and have provided this to medical staff at Northwestern here, at Rush, at Elmhurst Hospital, at Delnor, at my private physician's office, Dr. Solwani, who I've been seeing on a month-by-month basis for the past 10 to 13 years. I have been as open and candid as possibly could be. It seemed like each attempt at finding help seemed more urgent and desperate. Every time I went to healthcare workers or law enforcement, I was more and more freaked out. And I was typically met with a melancholy response of indifference. No one really seemed like they wanted or could help me in any way, nor did they seem surprised by the sexual abuses or robberies or physical assaults. Now, since the time of Dylan's release, May of 2019, and prior to that, I've never been victimized in any physical way ever in my life. So since the time of his release, I've been blatantly called out as a rat by numerous dangerous people, jumped and stabbed by 3 women with screwdrivers 11 times, taken by ambulance to Bolingbrook Hospital, beaten by a man with a tire iron, my own tire iron, out of the backseat of my car, resulting in the need for staples in my head and an inpatient hospital stay, as well as stalking in real life as well as online. I've been slandered to no end by a falsely portrayed narrative run by a reality TV show in cahoots with people who I thought were my real true friends. People who I opened my door, my home, my refrigerator to numerous times, who in hindsight have not been there for me in any way. Besides the show and my multiple business entrepreneurial projects being destroyed or at best severely delayed, I've also been unlawfully evicted twice with rental receipts and lease agreements in hand, and subsequently sexually assaulted and abused multiple times. After reporting each of those assaults against me, I was either ignored, attacked again, placed in custody, or laughed at and blatantly called crazy. Have you ever gone into a police station and said, I've just been sexually assaulted, and then you're in turn arrested, placed in handcuffs, and forced to bond out for $400? You call 6 months later for an update on the sexual assault, and you're told by Detective Rojas with Lombard Police, quote, no investigation has been conducted. Very sad. Since the time of increased violence, 2019, the children who primarily lived with me their entire lives have been staying with their fathers, but as the primary parent and mother having the highest level of education, most experience, fitness, medical, and wellness background, along with just cleaning, cooking, and doing all of these things for my children as their mother, anyone could see after a short period of observation that they belong with me and that the best place for them is with their mother, me, who loves them very much. The physical property, my car, a fully paid off Cadillac CTS, my home, clothes, furniture, electronics, shoes, makeup, lighting, and other equipment used for production or just general upkeep of the home, and even my entire or partial prescription has all been stolen repeatedly, and I'm talking at least 5 to 10 times. Never has it been replaced. I have documented all of this with video, photo, and witness testimony on all the Instagrams that I've created since this time. If you go to the FTR sections, you can see many samples and examples in real life of me being chased, physically stalked, beaten, and hospitalized for the many abuses that have occurred. Yet regardless of how many police reports have been filed and how many times I've filed petitions with the state of Illinois, both electronically as well as in person, a court date has still never been assigned and an investigation still has never been conducted. From my understanding, federal law requires any local person as well as electronically, and there are videos posted on my Instagram with me in the courthouse filing the paperwork and holding the filed petitions in my hand. They still have never given me a court date. 4 years of this. 4 years. I've gone every 4 to 6 months and filed a new petition. I've called 200 to 300 times a month after the immediate period of time that I filed. I get nowhere. I either get hung up on or blatantly lied to. Again, please visit the FTR sections of any of these Instagram accounts for more examples, many samples in real life of how these abuses have occurred and how they've affected me subsequently. I'm very confused as to how 16 police reports minimum have been filed with 0 investigation having been conducted. I'm very confused as to how 6 in-person petitions have been filed for a court date with 0 court dates being assigned and 0 resolution almost 4 full years later. We're in March 2023. I was separated unlawfully from my children 11/24/2019. Again, these items discussed are barely grazing the surface of the abuse that I've endured. I could literally write 100 of these pages detailing various abuses and never having repeated myself, and still have abuses left over. I have endured over and over during this period of time. I have also kindly and respectfully requested assistance over and over during this period of time. I have also freaked out and lost my temper and yelled and screamed for assistance during this period of time. No assistance has been provided. Also during this time, I have even obtained 20 jobs, regular taxed jobs, since 2019, including in the industries and sectors of medical, fitness, renewable energy, sales and marketing, as well as food service. At each, I have been chased, harassed, or bullied out after only a few weeks and after receiving only positive praise. I have been sleep deprived, days on end, starved, exposed to cold for prolonged periods, exposed nude, forced to have sex, raped, beaten, and more. My body, mind, soul, and heart are exhausted. Please, God, restore me, restore my life, bring me back from this evil space I've been left in. And lastly, it's also important to note that prior to being targeted in 2015, I worked for more than 5 years here at Northwestern Hospital, proving not only am I intelligent and capable, but also completely sane. The slander of being falsely labeled as crazy to silence my testimony of abuse has been equally damaging on my mental health as the physical attacks. I need sleep, I need rest, I need peace. Thank you for listening. This is basically, there's so much more, like I said, but just for now, I just want to keep on documenting and circulating some fact-based information about my journey. We've been outside for another 15 days. I'm sick. I'm so sick. My ears are in excruciating pain. I have yellow mucus coming out of both.
Dude, I'm trying to be quiet. I'm trying to make myself walk away so I could just let her speak. Again, I am worried about her. Her face looks swollen. I'm not trying to be mean. I don't know why her face looks swollen like that. I mean, maybe because she's sick? I don't know.
My nose as well as my throat. And we've been sleeping in stairwells or not sleeping at all. I need rest. I need food. I need my children and my family. And I need to know how the fuck any of this has been, permitted to continue for now, again, going on 4 years. That's 8 years of service for you people in a group that I never belonged in to begin with.
I love how he keeps zooming in. She's probably gonna be so pissed whenever she saw it.
Not residual damage to your fucking case. Thank you. See you. webisode number 1 yesterday. However, we are experiencing a little bit of difficulty getting the props that we need. And someone broke my tripod again, my third tripod. He had stole the one that was in my bin by Xavier's father. So I really don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I'm sure I could find, I'm so distracted I'm at the mall. I'm sure I could find another. If anyone wants to be a part of this effort and you have videography, photography experience, that would be amazing.
Point did you know you just had it and you had to keep going?
When I woke up.
This morning, what did you think?
Let's get it.
At what point did you know you just had it and you had to keep going?
When I woke up.
This morning, what did you think?
Let's get it.
At what
What the fuck?
It's the same as Xavier, and I have that list written down. I'm writing a novel about it. We're on page 340. So the agreement made between those people and I was that we would receive every 3 days, not between my father, not between my mother, not between my children, not my children's fathers. They have absolutely nothing to do with the corruption surrounding this case, and you people know it. My family has been a group of individuals who have worked blue collar, middle class, citizens our entire lives. All of us, including myself, have been working since I was 15 years old on a work permit, paying taxes to this government and to the system. With that being said, they are skimming our meal cards. So if we have $50 left, we'll wake up in the morning, there's nothing. And that's a problem because we budget that out to last us however long we need it, till the next replenishment. With regards to our shelter, we've been using Airbnb, as you people know. Even before I met Xavier, I've always had my own home. I've always been the primary custodial parent to my children. My children have lived with me since birth. I worked at Northwestern Hospital for 6 or 7 years. I have excellent letters of recommendation from every doctor that I worked with. I've never been in trouble at work. I've never been, convicted or even accused of doing anything bogus at work or anywhere else. So again, this is super confusing to me. I've called on shelters. I've called on independent domestic abuse groups. I've called on friends and family. I've called on strangers. I'm tired of calling on anyone. I have an education. I'm intelligent. I'm business savvy. I've successfully run my own business for quite some time. I need answers. And again, we're now going into month, I believe, 42 of being raped, beaten, robbed, and ignored every time I go to law enforcement to report it. The only messages I get through my Google Voice number, which I've had the same numbers, it's associated with GoPro Solo and MercifulStorm.com, and I've had the number since 2019. No one calls me. Not my family, not my friends. The only people who send me messages or call me are stalkers telling me, die, kill yourself, bitch, you're a whore. I don't have sex with anyone other than Xavier, my husband, and again, that was also coerced. So this whole situation is coerced. I haven't been able to go out and meet people. Anyone who engages in sexual activity with me has done so at their own desire without caring whether or not I want that. I've been impregnated and left to deliver the babies preterm in a shower 11 weeks ago today. It was 11 weeks short of 1 day yesterday. So 11 weeks today, I was in a shower of an Airbnb delivering with my own hands, contracting, delivering in pain, got taken by ambulance to Swedish Covenant Hospital where I had a blood transfusion and surgery, emergency surgery. So in the last 3 years, 40, going on 42 months, my vehicle, a fully paid for Cadillac CTS that I paid for on my own. No one paid it. I paid it myself. It was in my name with a co-signer, Amy Bolin, who was my assistant at the time. I paid that vehicle off $13,000. Less than a month later, it was destroyed. I had my own home my entire life. Dylan gets out, and it was flooded twice. All of our belongings destroyed. Dylan and I get an apartment together. He invites his new girlfriend that he's cheating on me with into the home and calls the police and has me arrested for no reason. He's beating me on parole while using every drug there is. I go to the court system 6 times, file electronic orders of protection, in-person orders of protection, as well as petitions to see a judge. To this day, 42 months later, I have still not been given the opportunity to see a judge. And if you go to my YouTube shorts, you can see I've been documenting this everywhere. So I try to come up with every workaround that I can to be quiet and out of people's way, because that seems to be what causes problems. They literally flooded me. Do you understand what that means? Put me unconscious and fucked my face while I was unconscious and came down my throat to the point where I almost died, suffocated, drowned. Do you understand that? Because I'm calling out for help, because I'm saying I'm not okay. But you people, instead of offering assistance, you simply continue to obtain my Google Voice number and then message me, kill yourself, bitch. I've gone into the court system 7 times. I've filed 6 in-person petitions, 7 times just this year. 6 in-person petitions as well as electronic petitions have been filed. Not a single one of the people who have harmed me have been held accountable in any way. Yet I have been and continue to be stalked in real life as well as online, slandered, prevented from doing business online and in person, prevented from supporting myself. I'm a grown woman with 3 children. We're going into year 4. Year 4. When is this going to stop? I was supposed to be included in some deal between Wayne and the state of Illinois on a case I knew nothing about. So when I couldn't provide any information to them, that's when they started forcing me to do sex. Law enforcement included. David Shepard, the original investigator assigned to the case, taken off the case for what reason? Sexual harassment and extortion? So here we are sitting here, IA has already got involved, and instead of anyone coming up with any sort of long-term resolution, I'm repeatedly robbed, raped, and left outdoors. Of course, I'm going to continue working on production and writing my novel. What choice have you left me? You're leaving me outdoors for extended periods, weeks, or months at a time. Prior to 2022, so last year, before last summer, I had never been left outside for longer than a few days, 2-3 days, and I was complaining about that, saying that was unlawful and inhumane. Prior to Dylan's release in 2019, guess how many days I spent outside? 0. Not a single day, not one. Not one. But you don't see any connection there? How many times do you think I had been jumped and stabbed prior to Dylan's release? 0. How many times do you think I'd been beaten over the head with a tire iron, resulting in the need for staples? 0. All of the violence taken against me began when Dylan was released from the IDOC. And again, that's inmate number Y1. I've written blogs. I've written posts pleading for assistance. I've ignored it and spent hours and days in the gym just working out for extended periods of time, months on end. I go to the library and read books. I work on my production company. I apply for other positions. I have been chased out of 20 jobs in person since 2020. 20. But if you contact any one of the employers, they have not a single bad thing to say about me. What did Heather do to get terminated? She didn't do anything. There were YouTube channels being created about her calling out our company. It was affecting our business negatively. So I'm coming to work and doing a good job, but you people, and I'm not talking angels who are in the crowd listening, people who have been here since the very beginning, who have my back, you know the truth. People who have ever experienced Dylan or Marissa in person and know really what's going on. Thank you. Thank you for still being here. And I'm not talking to you guys. Who I am talking to is everyone in the comments right now. Why don't you guys read the comments? Read the comments. Every single person who refuses to acknowledge the rape, rob, beating, abuse, harassment, slander. The fact that you guys are controlling my online reach and my ability to connect with people means that you're controlling my ability to do business online. The fact that you don't leave me alone until you tell me to kill myself enough times that I literally get a knife and start scratching scars in my arms and legs. I've never done that prior to 2019, ever. Never have I hurt myself, ever. Never. Never, not once. And that's hold my hand to God. I swear to God, if I scratched myself as a teenager or something like that, never in my, whatever. But in my adult life, since the time I had my children, I have never sat in a space with a person laying into me and the badgering from law enforcement or whoever's antagonizing me over and over for hours until I feel like the only outlet I have is to cut myself so that I'm bleeding, so that the pain and burning can distract my mind from the fact that all these people are just telling me die, kill yourself and die. From the fact that I've been left outdoors in the snow, in 1 degrees, in blizzards for now 4 weeks. The fact that I'm being prevented from eating. The fact that I'm being prevented from sleeping. The fact that I'm being prevented from being with my children, which again, everyone wants to say, all these things. How many of you have ever seen me with my kids? None of you. None. I'm a fantastic mom. And every single person you ask will say the same thing. I went to court and I won primary joint custody with no lawyer of all 3 of my children. If you ask any one of my children, who do they want to live with? It's me. So everyone's so committed to slandering me in the comments. You guys can also be included in the RICO charges. Where is the court system? Why are we not assigning court dates? Why is there a team of 8 to 15 officers dispatched to come arrest, and I use the term arrest when really I want to say harass me unlawfully? Why are they dispatched and are on the scene within 5 or 10 seconds for something as simple as standing under an awning during a snowstorm and charging me with trespassing, and then there's no court date provided? So they take me into the fucking police station, hold me there for 2 hours in handcuffs, and then they don't give me any court date. No bond, no nothing. So you don't give me any solutions on where to go. You won't allow me to work. Again, I have a bachelor's degree. No criminal record. You won't allow me to work. You won't allow me to earn my own income. You're following me around and robbing me, raping me, having sex with me when I'm unconscious. I file police report after police report, and there is no justice. I'm just supposed to keep living like this. We forgot a fucking bag of groceries at Target. We're back at Target to pick up the bag of groceries. I call them 6, 7, 8 times the same night from Export's phone as well as my own phone. No one picks up. I finally get a hold of someone. They say, no problem, bring the receipt in and we'll give you your food. I come here, I bring the receipt in. We walk an hour and a half from where we were. Security says, I narrowed it down and I saw you walk out with a bag, so we're not going to replace anything. You saw me walk out with a bag. Did you see what was in the bag? Do you have an itemized inventory of everything that was there? Do you know that I used my link card to pay for something else that someone used cash for? At the same time, I'm asking for a refund on those items. 3 people are making returns on things that cost over $100 for store credit with no receipts and getting them. So I come in with a receipt trying to get food replaced that I forgot, and they tell me no. Yet the 3 people behind me with items that cost over $100 are returning for store credit, and you say that that's fine. What the fuck? Whatever. I don't even know what to say anymore. I have 3 children. I am Heather. I am Coco. I am Sansa. I have been ghostwriting all the fucked up shit that these people have been doing to me. I have been bringing it to the police. I have been bringing it to the court system. I will not stop. You need to leave me alone. Police have been included. There have been numerous corruption traps, because I'll tell you what happens when the police don't have money to do the things they want to do or the vacations they want to take or whatever it is. Then they stop looking at you as a victim and they start looking at you as opportunity. And that shit hurts. When you're raised to believe in law enforcement, when you're raised to believe that you're safe, when you're raised to believe that you can trust a member of law enforcement or the judicial system, and you're only good to them as long as you're opportunity to them, it's sickening. They don't see victims as victims. They see victims as opportunities. It's sick.
We were conditioned to fear the police.
I used to believe in police. Exactly. They intentionally conditioned us to be fearful of police because we're being victimized. So our oppressors train us to be afraid of police and law enforcement, because then we'll never call for help. and will continue to be victimized. And you people in the comments who are supportive, thank you. Thank you. God forbid this was ever happening to someone that you knew, or, God forbid, to the ones of you in the comments who continue to wish malicious things for me, how dare you? Just go away. Isn't your energy spent, elsewhere? And here's the thing, you're coming here and you're spewing all this nastiness on the situation, when in reality, what needs to be happening is you need to be questioning, wow, why is this woman 4 years later still dealing with these circumstances? Why has there been no involvement from law enforcement? And I have on video me handing a narrative, okay? A narrative that I wrote, and I'll read it out loud. Now, in addition to the mercifulstorm.com blog that I've already written, in addition to that, in addition to all of the captions here, from beginning with the one Heather GEE account here on Insta, as well as all the accounts on Twitter, as well as Facebook, as well as the live broadcast when someone was trying to break into my home, as well as the live broadcast when fake law enforcement, people dressed in all black, no badges, all unmarked cars began chasing me down the street, all on video. None of this shit has happened, without witnesses. Yet that hasn't stopped them from completely ignoring it. That hasn't stopped them from not doing shit to assist me. So I wrote this up. I'm Heather Gillespie. I'm a mother of 3 amazing children, ages 9, 14, and 16. My children, who I've raised primarily prior to the abusive occurrences of 2020-2019, all of our clothing and other belongings, our furniture, my car, our home, as well as my income have been separated from me, stolen, or destroyed. I have been raped, robbed, beaten, and abused with no assistance from law enforcement or the court system. After surviving sexual, physical, mental, and emotional assault occurring subsequent to a corrupt deal between my ex and the state of Illinois, my life was completely destroyed, and I was left alone to ruin in the ruin they caused, and referred to as residual damage of their case. I have no criminal record, a bachelor's degree, and 7 years experience at Northwestern Hospital. I have numerous character references and experience in fields including modeling, entertainment, hospitality, consulting, sales, business, and marketing, just to name a few. I also have a production company called GoPro Solo Entertainment, and I'm actively filming and producing a web series called The Coco Show. There is nothing I cannot do well. Despite that fact, I've been harassed, bullied, chased, or literally beaten out of 20 jobs since the deal. And in 2020, forced to live outdoors for months at a time, or rely on Airbnb and strangers for everything from shelter to food. Please consider giving my story and life some of your energy by reviewing the FTR sections of my Instagram profiles or blogs. Thank you so much in advance for any assistance, support, or advice you can provide. Any and all assistance, advice, guidance, opportunities, employment would be welcomed. I have an impressive resume, several letters of recommendation, but the most urgent need is for financial donations, housing solutions, or employment opportunities. Please feel free to contact me at 312-772-3193. My email address, my Instagram accounts, beginning with the first one Heather G, and my cash tag. I've been passing these out. Prior to this, when I had the blog, all this was published on the blog. If you guys recall, I refer to Dylan as X. This is not X. I didn't know Xavier when I wrote that blog in 2019-2020. Okay, so I referred to Dylan as X when I was writing about him beating me and doing all this stuff. I printed business cards. They looked like this. I went and paid for 1,000 business cards. Let me find them. Right here. Mercifulstorm.com with my logo. This was in 2020. I passed 1,000 of these. All across the country. Just in Illinois, 1,000. And then I had 2 boxes. One box of 1,000 passed just in Illinois, and a box of 1,000 passed all along the East Coast. I'm talking Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Nashville, Kentucky, Indiana. Everywhere I stopped, I passed these out. Everywhere. The blog posts have anywhere from 10 to 3,000, 1,000 to 3,000 views, each of them. You can go there still. The vanity plate got taken down from mercifulstorm.com. There is no vanity, the vanity address got taken down, so there is not one. But I've had this since 2019. So there is no room here for error. there are major lawsuits pending, and rightfully so. I'm tired of being on this side of doing everything right by your people's standards and still not being, met with any sort of resolution, restitution, or recidivism. If you want me to repeat this, then you need to help. You need to contribute. You need to stabilize. You need to, improve the circumstances. You're not giving any sort of, other than strong arm force, there is no incentive to even be a part of anything you people have going on. You 100% are using force to corrupt, extort, and get whatever you want out of people. And I'm literally here just trying not to die, trying to eat, trying to budget money that comes in my name every month for meals without it being stolen while I sleep at night. No one sees a problem with anything that's fine. I'm supposed to just keep sleeping, a couple of hours, waking up to my funding being missing, reporting it to law enforcement, them not assisting, and then me scrambling for food, me scrambling for coat, for clothes, for laundry money. When are we going to get to the point where, and every time they take from me, I start tripping. I'm like, what the fuck? Not again with this shit. This is bullshit. And every single time they come back and they start saying something like, it's going to come back to you. Thank you for helping us. We really needed it. You're so generous. It's going to come back to you. Well, number one, I didn't help you. You took from me. So I didn't volunteer this to you. You just came and grabbed it from me. That's number one. Number two, I probably would have helped had you just asked. Number three, we're in the thousands now when it comes to dollar amounts that have been taken out of my wallet just in the last 2 years. Just in the last 2 years. Okay, we're not going back farther than that. Just in the last 2 years, we are in the thousands for cash that has been robbed from me. My car is gone. My home is gone. Since year one, when all this began, you kept on telling me, be patient, be patient, be patient. That's a woman of God. Replace her things. I had a cross on this big. All of the help that's been promised, where the fuck is it at? I haven't received any of it. When we finally come to an agreement and a resolution with the funding money for the Airbnb, then my Airbnb is blocked. All of the reviews I have from Airbnb are positive. Never had a single complaint against me with Airbnb. Now my Airbnb is blocked and locked. There's nothing illegal going on here. This doesn't seem like a violation of human and civil rights to anyone else. A man kneeled on my legs so I couldn't get away while he had sex with my body while I screamed, no, please stop. We have it on tape. No one helped. No one still helps. Whether you like me or not, if you continue to tell me to kill myself and say all this fucked up shit when it comes to me speaking on being sexually assaulted, you are 100% the problem. You are 100% getting charged in RICO because this is premeditated. You thought of this before it played out. You planned this in advance. Premeditated. Like I said before, and like I'll continue to say, I hope your mom is okay. I hope your daughters are okay. I hope your life is okay. Because when you laugh and come into my comments telling me kill yourself, jump from a building, commit suicide, you'd be better off dead, and all of these other things, you show who you are. You show what your agenda is. In my entire life, I've never gone on anyone's anything and told them to kill myself. Whether someone was an enemy of mine or not, if someone told me that they were sad and wanted to kill themselves, I would tell them, take that shit elsewhere. You are not going to do that. No way. I would never say, yeah, you should just do it then and get it over with. I'm at a point now in my life where that's what I'm ready for. If you're ready to kill yourself, me too. I cannot take it anymore. And that's not because I'm mentally unwell. That's because I am being targeted actively. I cannot take it anymore. I have cut myself for the first time in my life. I have used drugs for the first time in my life. I have wanted to die for the first time in my life because of you people. And no matter how much I come on here asking you to stop and leave me alone, you don't. you just keep going. And I think my biggest fear is that I am going to have to kill myself to get it to stop. And then what happens to my 3 children? For those of you who are disgusting, for those of you who have all this shit to say and no assistance to offer, the real Heather, who I truly am in my heart, I want to come to your house and blow that motherfucker into smithereens with your whole family inside. The evolved version of myself forgives you. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I'm cold.
I'm doing me right now. I don't need to be liked. I don't need to be understood. I don't need to be accepted. Shit, I don't even need to be invited.
He has beef with Kanye. Xavier says, fuck Kanye West. And I was like, whoa, bro, that's a little hostile. Xavier, tell them why you hate Kanye West.
No, you asked me, do I have beef with him? And
No, when I said Gap Brands, Kanye West, and you said that says a lot.
I don't want to talk about it. And then the
Xavier says he has beef with Kanye. Xavier says, fuck Kanye West. And I was like, whoa, bro, that's a little hostile. Xavier, tell them why you hate Kanye West.
No, you asked me, do I have beef with him? And
No, when I said Gap Brands, Kanye West, and you said that says a lot.
I don't want to talk about it. And then the
Xavier says he has.
This it kind of makes me nervous. I don't want her to be like taking it. I don't like him at all. Yeah, he's funny sometimes, but I don't like him. But I also don't want her to like take advantage of him. And whenever she's in a bad mood, like being able to take it out on him, you know?
guys, what's up? Checking in. I just wanted to say hi. I miss my kids. It's 31 days on Alexis, and Viv and the bear have not spoken to me today or yesterday. So they've texted, but no video chatting, which we usually do. I'm here at Mariano's writing in my journal, which will ultimately go into the last portion of the novel that I know you guys are so eagerly awaiting. I had a decent weekend, haven't gotten much rest at all. I'm completely exhausted, so sick of fucking being thrown in random places where human beings are not supposed to sleep. Like, it's so unacceptable. But I'm doing, my best. Xavier and I have gotten a lot done with regards to the storage and organizing. So when we do get to Miami, it won't take much to just sweep in and grab everything from that locker. It's like one of those small ones. Another exciting thing, is that I launched the podcast yesterday. So there's 2 episodes up. You guys are welcome to go check them out. Please do. They're on SoundCloud. I put the link in my bio. Oh my God, an adorable little puppy. How cute. My medicine. Oh my God, you guys, I am all over the place today. My ADHD is just the most. I'm sitting in front of like a crowded window, having a coffee, writing, and that dog is so cute. Yeah, that dog is happy. What was I saying? It's warm in Florida. Yeah, exactly. And besides that, it's like I'm like not a hippie at all. Like, I like hip hop music. I'm kind of angry. I like to lift weights. But then, like, I guess I'm a hippie, like, as long as everything is okay. Like, as long as no one is, like, hurting me. I know, crazy. I get angry when people hurt me. What the hell? So Florida would be good because I look much better with a little bit of a tan. And then I could just keep my natural hair. Throw in some, like, sun in for natural highlights. Thanks, babe. And do you want to say hi?
Oh, you're on live?
Yeah.
How does it?
But yeah, I don't know what I was saying. We have to go pick up my medicine still. I forgot.
Do you have the browser?
Yeah, I gotta go. I love you guys. I don't even know check out my podcast. It's on SoundCloud. The first 2 episodes are up. It's gonna get super entertaining. I just want to give you guys the background that you need to not have to like revisit annoying stuff. Mostly like bullshit about Dylan. And when I say bullshit, I mean like real true life shit about him that like I'm tired of people asking me. Only regarding my experience and why I ended up here. But yeah, we're gonna get through that in the first 3 or 4 episodes, and then we're flying on to like much better subjects that are super broad. And the format for the podcast is like, we want feedback and participation, and we want the community to be a part of directing us. So we have the first season. We want to listen to the feedback and the conversation surrounding the subjects we've already got mapped out, and then plan the second season from there. So everything is coming along. We're still dealing with funding issues. Xavier did finally reach his father, so hopefully this week or today or tomorrow, who knows when. But I really have no idea. I'm literally just not sleeping if I have nowhere, and like passing out when I like can't take it anymore, and working as much as I can on the show, the podcast, writing the novel. We had ACLA yesterday at the Sheridan, which is like a literary conference. So I was able to gather some info about publishing. I went to a self-publishing seminar, at the Hyatt, I believe, or Hilton in 2020. So to go to a literary convention that was more centered around publishers rather than self-publishing and get that info. That's beneficial as well. I have it all with me, I think, or in the storage locker. And I also connected with them on social. So we're taking steps, guys. I know it's like, I wish that I could just be firmly rooted somewhere so I could get this done. But what fun would that be for everyone watching me struggle? So I love you, and I'll check in with you guys later. Xavier needs to use the phone. Bye, guys. It's Heather and Xavier. Xavier, do you want to say hi? No. We're at Whole Foods in West Town, and so if you, and you know who you are, have any of the money for the production, we'll be here for another like 10-15 minutes. We're right by your house. If not, tomorrow will work. And for the rest of you, happy Sunday. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. I hope nothing happened or only amazing things happened. For me, I'm exhausted. I slept for 2.5 hours in the last 3 days. Hanging in there. It's pretty rough. I miss my kids. If I had a gun, I wouldn't mind shooting it around. Subscribe to my podcast yet? Sorry, I'm like so exhausted. It's been a rough few days, not much sleep this weekend. I'm gonna post it again. Click the link in case you missed it, or go back. I have 2 episodes up and another 2 coming up this week.